Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nato. Happy Derby Day. It's a couple of minutes after noon. We're going to start the day here in sultry conditions with the temperature right now 87 degrees. Fast main track, Brian. Firm turf course, all weather Tapeta. Haven't used sultry in a while.
You had to dig that one out. I would say probably October, November maybe was the last time you busted that one out.
Yeah.
Weather-related, at least.
Weather-related, yeah. I've used it other times. But
Happy Derby Day, everybody. Hope
yeah.
Oaks Day was successful for you. Looking forward to, unfortunately, the Puma came out of Kentucky Derby, 1-5-2, but the Gulfstream horses still very well represented with, of course, our top pick, Commandment, and Chief Wallaby.
Chief Wallaby, yeah. We'll see how things work out. Watch the races throughout the afternoon, see how the track is playing. It's chilly in Churchill Downs, not the case here in South Florida. So with all of that said, we got the Rainbow Six, which is going to start. Oh, they got it yesterday. They nailed it.
Wow. Big pool. They're still prognosticating a 125 today.
Yeah, they got it yesterday. I couldn't believe it. That horse won the last race and won it. So we'll be starting anew this afternoon with the Rainbow Six, which starts in race number 5. We also got the Tropical Turf Pick 3. That's starting in race number 6. And we have the Coast to Coast, which we'll talk about, and the Sunset Six. Both of them were carryovers.
Carryover in the Coast to Coast, I believe, around $40,000 or so. So that's going to be a big pool. You know, Derby Day, everybody's out. We've got a party here. It's going to be very, very fun. And the pools here are going to be very healthy as well.
Triple carryover in the Sunset Six.
Wowzer. That's when they really fire.
Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. But, hey, we got work to do right here, right now. First race this afternoon is going to be 5 furlongs on the all-weather Tapeta. These are maiden 3-year-olds and upward, 12,500. Nice way to start the day with a full field of 10. And Brian's got his early pick 5 ticket.
Take a look at it now. Couple in the big spread races, race 4. I actually lost 2 picks in that race too, Ronnie. So you can see what I was doing in there.
Right.
Race number 2, the top pick is the 1, Silver Magic. I'll bookend that race with the Carlos David runners. Race number 3, I've got the 3, and that is Numinous. Joe Catanese got a chance this weekend to win a few races. I think he's very live. Race 4 is the one where I lost a couple, but I always did have the 9, Vanishing Wish, on top. If I can get this pick 5 home with some of my picks, it's going to be very, very healthy. Tapstick at a short number in what looks like it could possibly be a match race, Ron, with the 3, My Foolish Notion, but Tapstick for me on top. Finally got a breakthrough for Heather Smullen.
That's where the Rainbow Six is going to start today in race number 5. As I mentioned, somebody got it yesterday for $47,000. Nice way, day before the Kentucky Derby,
that's
to take
dangerous.
$47,000 home. I know Brian and I would probably be even the way our picks have been going the last couple of days.
My top pick won the Oaks. I said to you in the office, I crushed the Oaks yesterday, and I still didn't get out for the day. So
the story of our lives.
Oh
so
boy.
Getting to this first race, Brian, did you go with El Principado or Mannerism?
Mannerism. This is my long shot, Ronnie.
Let's show the race.
Yeah, let's show the race. Here's a horse. I don't know how the chart misses all this, but they did. Look at this trip for Mannerism, the 1, down on the inside, loaded, Ron. Where are you going? You got nowhere to go because Il Principato won't let you go. Here's a horse getting wrangled back. It's going to lose several lengths in key position when the running is starting in this race. And this is a 17-5 maiden claimer. He can't do that. He doesn't have the gears to do that. El Principato at 7-2. Boy, you got to win this race, don't you, Ron? That kind of bugs me a little bit. The favorite was dreadful, skedaddling home. He's going to get run down here by Bo Hush. I mean, Pete would have the old got this to throw away. You can literally see him slow down right there. And Bo Hush coming through on the inside, getting it done. I like Mannerism in this spot. This is my long shot. Let's get a clean trip. He's on the rail again. That's a little dicey. Give me a clean run today.
That was his second consecutive second-place finish. And you got Dews cutting back to 5 furlongs after coming in the head of exiting the maiden ranks against Simla, going 5.5. Jenny Antonucci has Jose Morelos handing that outside draw today.
Here's the thing with Dew. If he runs back to that race, that I don't see any possible way he's going to lose. The problem is it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't it, Ronnie? That big figure, head second. Maybe he's just a better horse than he came down from Turfway Park. We'll see, but he's clearly the horse to beat.
Self-loaders drop it to the 12.5 level on Tapeta after failing to show much on turf and dirt before going to the sidelines in February. It's Safi, Rashid Hughes, both karma changes might wake this horse
Yeah,
up
this
today.
is, we've gotten to know over the past few days Rashid Hughes. Century Downs is where he plied his trade. I believe he's got 116 lifetime wins. Safi's giving him, well, not literally giving him a leg up, but he's giving him a lot of live horses this weekend.
Yeah, Lackey. I saw Safi yesterday with that pink sports jacket on.
You're
He was
looking sharp,
very
huh?
sharp
Oh,
yesterday
boy.
for Safi, boy. All in pink. Race number 2 this afternoon. Hey, 2-year-olds, 4.5 furlongs. These are maiden variety. We have a nice field of 6 in there. And I guess the way to go with it is with, are you went with the inside horse,
Yeah.
Silver Magic? You want to show that work?
This is a turf work, but this horse has a little go to her, I believe. She's a half to a horse that earned $194,000. So this is a turf horse. She's on the inside. Watch her down in there, Ron. I like this work. Now, again, it's turf. I get that. She is so well within herself here. Total under control work, and she is way better than the mate here. Little Messy is unraced on the outside. Little Messy is a Curlin's honor horse. Look at how easily she does this. Maybe she's going to want turf. I don't know, but I think this horse can run a little bit, Ron.
I went with the only horse with previous experience, and that is Dorothy for Carlos David. And Carlos David also has the 1 Silver Magic. So let's see his stat on Dorothy here with the second start with his 2-year-olds. He's 18%, 48% in the money, and 150 is return of investment for his 2-year-old second start. Sammy Camacho continuing to win races this afternoon. And I just thought putting the blinkers on, the previous experience with these 2-year-olds is something you really have to take a look at.
Couldn't agree more. The only horse with a start under her belt. Boots was the Arundel horse that won that maiden race. That was our first 2-year-old race of the season. And I would expect this daughter of Brethren, she's a foal to Olga who could run a little bit for Arundel back in the day. I would expect her to move forward today, Ron.
Number 4, Laura L. Being a daughter of Buchetto, they really like it around here. I thought maybe that would grab it. But number 5, True Blessing, a Rapoli stable homebred. This one is working so slow. I can't believe it. I actually wrote it in my analysis. Concerned is the terribly slow workouts. I don't think I ever wrote that before.
We're going to show you what Ronnie's talking about. No, it's not happening for True Blessing. There's a reason that she's not up north with the big guns, and there's a reason that she's down here. This is a painfully slow horse. On the inside here, you see the white bridle that we know so well from Todd Pletcher, a homebred for Mike. The dam was 2 for 11. She broke her maiden in her 4th career start. This is her first foal. This is not going to cut it here from True Wrestling. Look how she is all out here. Couldn't keep pace with the workmate in this spot who just totally dusts her. I would assume they're going to bet this horse. I would be stunned, Ron, if this horse makes any kind of dent in this race today.
I was looking at that and said, boy, that's some slow works in there. Race 3 this afternoon, we're going to the turf for the first time. It's 7.5 furlongs, which is around 2 turns, maiden claimers, and they got 3-year-olds and up with no scratches or jockey changes in here. Brian, you went with the 3 Numinous for Joe Cantonese, who's going to drop just a level to the 12.5. Got to prove it can run well on the grass today.
Yeah, I mean, this horse's turf races put him right in the mix with this field. You see that race on December 12th. 25 maiden claimer on December 12th. I can't stress how much better that field is than 12.5 on May 2nd, especially when you look at this field. The horse that's 7-5 on the morning line, hey, maybe I got it wrong, I don't know, but the horse that's 7-5 on the morning line hasn't run in a race in 15 months, okay?
Yeah,
so you just have to you're allowed to be creative here. I don't think you're going to get much of a price on Numinous for that matter either, but his turf races are rock solid against this kind of group.
The number 7, looking for the stars, plunges to the bottom after showing late interest when beaten only 4 lengths, as Brian mentioned last February. Who knows what we're going to get this afternoon? You get Victor Barboza Jr., and I personally think this horse couldn't have found an easier spot to start its 2026 campaign. No one scares me in this race.
Could not have said it any better. If this horse is ready, he's supposed to win. Obviously, the layoff is a big concern. Couldn't see any of these drills. It does look like he's working very forwardly for his comeback. If he shows up in the paddock and looks the part, he's going to be really tough in here.
The number one more Duke, can use some more speed for sure through the lane after making that middle move. He flattened out, going a mile into 16th. Miguel Vaz manages the surface switch for Mike Yates. That was on the all-weather Tapeta. This, we always say Antonio Santa race, this is a Mike Yates kind of race. This horse, if he can show more speed today, he might just run away from this group. I don't know if he's fast enough, but at least he's shown the ability to maybe go up there and duel for the lead.
Big jock switch to Miguel today. I tried to make this horse. They've never bet a nickel on this horse. Ronnie makes a good point. I think the lead is there for the taking. If Miguel gets aggressive and if this horse breaks running, maybe he's the front runner in here. We said it yesterday in one of these races. It's never a bad thing to be in front against groups like this.
100%. 5.5 furlongs is going to be race number 4 on Tapeta. It's a claimer for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. I'm going to scratch the 2 likely Perspective and the number 12, Mimi Willie, out of the race. And Brian, you have the number 9, Vanishing Wish on top. And you want to show that replay between Vanishing Wish, Game Energy, and I believe Winooski.
Yeah, there's nothing going on with Vanishing Wish here. Winooski's the one that runs huge in here. Just couldn't quite see it out. Winooski gets beaten a neck. Now, he did have a 2-length lead late. That bugs me a little bit. We talked about that too, Ronnie. But Vanishing Wish, the reason why I picked Vanishing Wish is, all things considered, I thought this horse ran pretty well, Ron. You can see Ruben Sierra's silks on the outside. Thanks, Bob. Good stuff there, trying to loop here. Why did he run well? She run well, Ron? Because it was her first start since June 21st. So she was very eligible to need a race. Jose Morelos was aboard that day, so he's got a spin on her now. They're going to go fast in here. I would expect that Vanishing Wish is going to be a tighter commodity today. She's got lengths to make up. I get that. Tough group to trust in here, Ron, and she'll be a square price.
I think my long shot is in here with the number 8 horse, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and I just thought it's a connection play for me. This one moves to the Rohan Crichton barn after the claim, pressed the pace, flattened out against this same level. It's the barn, you know, unbelievable first off. The claim over 30%. This kid, David Herrera, has really been riding some nice races. So I'm looking to take a little bit of a shot. Now, with the 12 out, Mimi Willie, I think I'm not getting anywhere close to what I thought I was going to get
Two
today.
big scratches. Even the 2 was 6-1, that she was going to take money. So you're right. Rohan's got his hands full here. He's got to improve off a really pretty bad effort, to be honest, last time. But we know, as Ronnie said, he's up to 32% off the claim.
Number 10, Fire on the Wire, is hoping to show more at 5.5 furlongs after returning from their layoff. Finished third behind, I thought Game Energy that day. Maybe for Victor Barboza Jr., Sammy Camacho overseeing the rematch.
Yeah, this is a horse with plenty of room for improvement. She is a 3-year-old, but she ran against older horses on March 8th. That is so early, and she proved she can do it. Second off a layoff, second off a barn switch. I think she's probably the horse to beat now, Ron, with the 2 scratches.
Yeah. Furious Charm steps up to face winners, hold on to break his maiden, going mile to 16 for George Weaver. Hey, who knows?
I didn't know what to make of this horse because he did that routing, and she caved pretty badly late. Maybe the cutback. She faces winners today. This is a solid group for 8, Ron.
They're going to, well, not there. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
There comes a moment when the next adventure is yours to choose. Imagine your next ride, not to another destination, but to a world you step inside. My Racehorse makes real racehorse ownership possible, with top trainers and accomplished owners in the sport's biggest races. Access once limited to a few, now open to you. This isn't a single race. It's the start of a lifelong pursuit. Begin the journey with My Racehorse.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Race number 5, 1 mile and 1/16th on the all-weather Tapeta. It's a maiden claimer, $12,500. 6 will go to the post in race number 5, and it kicks off the Rainbow Six today, and they nailed it yesterday for $47,000. I think it's a really nice sequence, and when they nail it, the next day they usually send some money in this, Brian. So I get a $48.60 ticket today. I found these races very intriguing and not very easy to handicap. We'll talk about the 5th in a while. Race number 6 is our first of 2 stakes races. The Honey Rider, La Gaina, looks pretty tough in there, but there's other horses you can use. I use Spirit Doll, and I also use the 9, One Sweet Girl for Carlos David. And you can see race number 7. My top pick is the 5, 1 of 1. We'll show you replay with basically the whole field coming back. Race number 8, the English Channel. My best bet of the day is Wayne's Law. I know Redland Rebels was run well, but Wayne's Law just classes up nicely for me. And race number 9, my inside pick is Nasty Z. And in the last race, I have the 7 with a few other horses, and that's Iron, the French bred for Kent Sweezy, and that is second choice, I believe, on the morning line.
Iron.
2-horse
race, it looks like, with
Yeah.
no more war. I agree.
Yeah. Tap it. Tap stick. May have found a spot where he can cure that case of second-itis.
Whew, boy, I would like to think so. I would like to hope so. I know Heather Smullen certainly does, owner and trainer here. And tap stick, back-to-back neck seconds. I don't always like that, but the horse that he just beat comfortably, My Foolish Nation, is clearly his biggest rival, Ron.
Yeah, and that one in second. It looks like these 2 horses. You want to go somewhere different. Brian went to the inside with Cadence, and Cadence comes out. Now, hasn't run since January. That turned out to be a good race up at Tampa Bay. 4 next out winners from 10 starters, but this horse did not run a step.
Not a step. And you could have 2 horses, honestly, in this spot that are 4-5 and 6-5. How are you going to come up with somebody else that's not Tapstick or My Foolish Notion? You have to really, really be clever. I thought maybe your horse could be the clever horse. Yikes, I don't know. He's got gaps in the works. He's a 3-year-old. He drops. He didn't run 1 inch in the debut. I couldn't make this horse.
Yeah.
Jalmot, I'm talking 4.
Well, the only thing at playing devil's advocate, Tapstick does not like to win.
Not at all. 0 for 11. 5 seconds. That is such a tricky proposition to take a short number on.
Double stakes action today, and the first one comes in race number 6, and it is 1 mile. It's the 3-year-old fillies. It's the Honey Rider, $100,000. Jockey change on number 6. Make that rider Nick Juarez, and we'll see how this horse runs this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll see. I've got the late pick 5. We'll take a look at it now. $27 for me in this late pick 5. These 2 3-year-old stakes are fun, and they're good races for sure. Race 7, I'm on the inside. Amelia, we'll show you that replay. I just think the speed of Redland Rebels is too much in there, but certainly Wayne's Law for Ronnie, his best bet of the day, is going to figure as well. Race number 9, I've got the 8 on top. That is Foggy Note. And in race number 10, I agree with Ron. I just swapped it. I've got 6, 7, No More War on top for me. $27. You could easily use Ron's best bet, but then you're doubling the ticket. I wanted to stay away from that.
Did you start it off here with the number 7 horse in here, Lagina?
No, but she will be difficult to catch, but we can show you who I started off with. That's with the 8. Oh, you take it away here, buddy.
That's right, the Tropical Turf. I'm going 3 deep in here with the 2, 7, and 9. I'm going, as Brian just mentioned, with Wayne's Law, and I went 4 deep in there because $36 ticket. I went 5, 6, 7, and 8. We already mentioned that the 6 and 7, 7 and 6 are our top 2 selections, but I added a couple just in case I might be able to get a little bomber in there.
Such a great bet. $3 minimum with a 15% takeout, and as we say and remind everybody, it routinely pays over the parlay. Get involved. These are good races today.
And if you believe in Brian and I with the 6 and 7, maybe you add the 1, 2 in the middle and just have 2 at the end, and it still comes to $36 or thereabout.
Absolutely.
Now, who did you put on top?
I got Mia Familia in here. Take a look at her. She was really, really good, breaking her maiden last time. I know she's going to step up. It's a difficult assignment. She's going to take Lasix off as well, but she was among the best in here. Watch her power off. She's settling nicely on the inside for Sammy Camacho, who's back aboard today. I love that. And I just feel like she's going to get a nice trip. Certainly Lagina's going to be in front under Leperoux. Great to see Julian down here, one of the good guys, and he's so good on the front end. But this is a power performance here, Ron, and I think she's got upside. I think she's drastically improving quickly, and she'll be a square price, and I think that's important too, because the two B and Cone horses today, Lagina and certainly Redland Rebels, are going to be bet very hard.
Lagina stretching out to the mile after opening and surrendering that 2-length lead, going 7.5. That was in $152,000 Sanibel Island. You mentioned Julian Leperoux, one of my favorites all time of nursing horses along on the front end. Did I find a stat on this? I don't remember. I think I did have a stat on. Did I ever send it up, Lagina? I don't remember. Yeah, I did. Layoff of 31 to 60 days, 18%. These are all positive numbers for Patrick B. and Kuhn.
Ronnie brings up a really good point that I am the fan club of. Julian Leperoux, you think of him maybe as an off-the-pace kind of jock, a turf jock off the pace. Nobody is better on the front end when they're able to control things than Julian Leperoux, and that's the trip Lagina's likely going to get today. I don't really see anyone running with her early, and that's her path to victory. They're not going to take that away from her at all.
And it's the French connection between Patrick and Julian, and I think he gave him his first win. He gave him his first graded stakes for sure victory. Talking Patrick giving it to Julian, so they're hooking up again.
I don't want to date Julian here on the time frame. It was a long time ago when Patrick brought him over, and he championed him early on when Turfway Park and stuff, and then Julian's career just blew up. So these are guys that go way back.
Leading apprentice that year.
Yeah, long
He was
time
the
ago.
Eclipse Award winner that year, Julian Leperoux. Spirit Doll. What do we do with Spirit Doll? Is dropping out of a pair of graded stakes with blinkers added, hoping to both the class relief and the equipment change. Gets her to the winner's circle. Safi, we'll see who's riding today. Now, today they have Rashid Hughes. It was Jason Uwais the other day, so switching jocks a little bit here.
You know, I don't like to get involved with the jockeys' musical chairs, but we do know now that Micah Husbands is the first call rider for Safi Joseph Jr., and he's on the one, Our Slew of Cash. I don't understand it. Spirit Doll is the class of this field. I mean, she could be a strong favorite in here. That just kind of, I thought that was odd to me. Takes her up to the Appalachian. She runs okay. That was such a good group. That Imagination, the lady, came back and won the race yesterday at Churchill, the Edgewood, I believe is what it was. Such a good group that was. This is a ginormous class drop for this horse today.
You have a replay of the number 9, One Sweet Girl, in here, and let's see what you got going.
This is your girl. You've had her many times. She loves this turf course. Now I don't think she's good enough, but she's got a motor in the stretch. Watch her level off in this spot here. She's going to get up by a half a length. She's out of your picture right now. They were flying early. I don't think she's this kind of horse today, but she has run exceptionally well on this turf course against the grain, the profile of this turf course. The rails today are out at 45 feet. That is not ideal from her, but she's got a heck of a stretch kick, Ron. She's going to get tested for class today. I don't really think she's up for it. You've got her in third. I've got her in fourth. She could be an anchor underneath for you because she's going to pass horses in the lane.
Brian, did we show your late pick 5 ticket yet?
We did.
We did. So, we got the late pick 5 going here in these last races. One Sweet Girl, 3 out of 3 for 4 on the turf here, certainly. And I like that horse a lot, as Brian mentioned. Going to race number 7 this afternoon. This one is going to be 1 mile and 1/16 on the Tapeta. It's a claimer. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. A field of 6, and Brian's got a replay of 4 of the 6 that were in that race.
Gang's all here, right? As Ronnie said, 4 of the 6 horses in this race came out of this race here on April the 11th. The winner, well, here's Z First kind of running off. That was a little odd. She's got to settle a little bit better today, and if Raj can get her to settle a little bit better today, she's a player. But here's the winner, 1 of 1, getting a dream run on the rail, while Amelia, who's the 8, is going to go. I've got her 6 wide here.
Right.
So she loses by a neck. Who ran the better race?
Yeah.
Okay, the 4 is coming up the fence and gets a dream trip, while Amelia's floated 6 deep. And now she's floated even more because the 5, Z First, is tiring and trying to get out on Raj. So this is a huge run for Amelia. I didn't like her at all. She lost a heartbreaking photo here as well because she is running, and she just misses. she's a huge threat in here. Now she's got the rail. I hope she doesn't have to go 6 deep on that turn. She's going to get there today.
Well, could you make a case that 101 was running on the slow part of the track on that particular day?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I don't know. I'm just saying because we've noticed that the inside is not where you want to be. Steve Budo has Micah Husband's name this afternoon. So Micah Husband. How about World Travel? I know it comes out of that race. This one changing barns going to the Carlos David barn. After the claim stretching out to the mile and the 16, return from the layoff. I thought could finish good fifth in that race behind 101. They're good with new claims. We know this. Sammy Camacho's going to jump aboard. I think he's still leading rider. So why not this horse improve and maybe upsetting things?
Maybe. It is so difficult to improve on from Gallegos and Amity. Now Carlos, as Ronnie said, he's 30% off the claim. The barn's having a phenomenal meet. She just got drubbed by 3 of these horses, Ronnie. This would be a big form reversal to me.
Okay, so we'll see how that plays out in race number 7. Race 8 today is going to be the English Channel, 1 mile of $100,000 for a 3-year-old. Scratch the 2 outside horses, A Million Dreams, and the number 9, Vekisman. I think it's pronounced there, but we'll get that from Pete. And you went with the number 1, Redlands Rebel. I went with Wayne's Law. Let's show you Redlands Rebel and Nottingham. I think that's back in January.
Yeah, this is Redlands Rebel trying to gut this out on the front end and gets split by Thousand Sticks and Alpeland, who are 2 really, really good 3-year-old turfers. Naughty Nix is back here as well. I think Naughty Nix ran 4th in this race. They're going to have to catch Redlands Rebel today. I think he's faster than your horse early, at least. We've got Julian, again, calling the shots here from the rail. He runs huge in this race. They thought so much of this horse. They took him to Tampa to run in the Derby. He gets beaten by less than 3 lengths by the Puma, and Further Ado might be favored in the Kentucky Derby later this afternoon. I think he is in the Will Pays. And then they took him to Arkansas.
Well, Renegade's Renegade.
Renegade's
Who's the morning line favorite in the Derby.
Exactly. I think he's got a flow edge, and other than Ron's horse, he's just better than these guys. So we'll see. Ron's got an interesting horse. He's Tiz the Laws, like the turf.
Yeah, we'll see how it runs. Same thing with, Renegade with 2 starts back at Tampa, was second behind Renegade, then comes back and finishes 5th in the Florida Derby behind Commandment. So these horses knocking head with the best we have in the country, and I think both of them have license to improve today. Debuts on the turf. Got the breeding to run well in here, Wayne's Law.
Yeah, and he was beaten 6.5 lengths by Commandment and the Puma and Chief Wallaby. I don't know if anybody else is going to do that in here. That was a huge effort. Like Ron said, he's by Tiz the Law, who obviously was a dirt horse. He has been a very, very successful turf sire in his brief career. They have been running on the turf. If Wayne's Law takes to it, he's going to be heck to pay in here.
Going to race number 9 this afternoon, and it is going to be 6.5 furlongs on a fast main track and allowance. Fillies and mares, these are state breds, and we have a scratch of the 6, Yuma Me Brother, and you went with the number 8 horse, Foggy Note. We can show that race of Foggy Note and Sweet Dream Lady.
Yeah, good run here from Foggy Note, and Sweet Dream Lady is going to be further back in 3rd. But Foggy Note was in very, very tight, lost a few lengths. You're going to see it here, checking back out of it while she's got a ton of run. Chart doesn't pick up on it either. You can see the feeder in the dashboard here from Gomez, and he's just got nowhere to go. Well, now we get Paco today in a perfect outside post, and I want to show you the stretch run too, because Foggy Note never gets off the fence. And this isn't a time on April 4th where we've got to worry about the rail being dead or anything like that, but we can all agree that's not the ideal trip here, Ron, to be stuck down there the entire way. She gets second in this race. Never looked like she was going to get second at any point. Glued right down there to the inside. I love the switch today to the outside. Paco's getting aboard today as well. I think those are all very good signs.
Well, Nasty Z drops into the state bred allowance after following a debut victory with a set to pace in week and 5th. That was in the mile in the 16th, grade 2, Gulfstream Park Oaks. So they were really looking for something with this horse behind Prom Queen, who ended up finishing 5th yesterday in the Kentucky Oaks. But I just think this one classes up. Again, this one going to be ridden by Rashid Hughes. Not like Jason Huways it was, and not like Micah Husbands, like you said.
Prom Queen arguably ran as good as anybody in the Kentucky Oaks. So they're off you lose trip for her. That was very unfortunate. Nasty Z's going to get to run against Statebreds today. That's important. She did break her maiden for 35 as a 3-year-old against 3-year-olds. She's got the rail today. She's a huge player in here.
What'd you see with Slew Diva?
I don't know what to make of her, Ron. Her races of late are huge. They're better than all these horses. Now we're off the claim and we're away from Rohan Crichton. Steve Glaceris, as we knew he would. The barn's starting to tick and pick up a little bit. She beat $8,000 claimers last time. I don't know. I feel like this is a tougher assignment today.
I kept going back to her just because of all the reasons you just mentioned, that she's run so well that I had to put her, not on top, but I had to put her on my try ticket.
I agree. I think you need to, if you're playing a real ticket today, a rainbow, a late 5, I think you have to use her, Ron.
Race 10 this afternoon, 7.5 furlongs on the turf, maiden claimers, and they are 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 3, Inherent Promise. Jockey on the 5 is Sammy Camacho.
Yeah, I got the 6. You got the 7.
I'll wait for you to go.
No more war for me. A big dropper in half. Maiden optional claimer last time. Wasn't in for the tag off the layoff. Long layoff. That was almost a year. Now we're second off. We're dropping for the money today. It might be now or never for this horse. This is the spot, and I think that if they claim him, they're not going to complain either.
What about Iron? Now when the Ken Sweezy Barn, the gelding drops to 25 level. We haven't seen this horse since Santa Anita in January, so you're talking about guesswork. Jose Morelos rides. I think it's an intriguing shipper.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a 6-7 or it's a 7-6. Anybody else, to me, would be a little implausible. Let's keep this horse in the race early. That would worry me a little bit, but I think Iron is a huge threat, and Kent's going pretty good. I like that turf work. 45-3 at Palm Meadows says they might put a little more speed into this horse, Ron.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Then you have the number 8, Operation Thunderbolt, and maybe that's what they're going to do, try and get this one to score.
Yeah, he's dropping in class, but this is a tough duo he's facing today. You'll get a square price on a horse. He's probably going to be in front of both the 6 and the 7 on the track. I think that's important.
Yep. So that is the 10 for us, but we're not done. We got our lightning round this afternoon, of course, a little later on, the Kentucky Derby. But let's get through this lightning round first before we turn it over to Pete Aiello with all the changes you need to have a winning day here.
Ronnie and I, somehow, in a 19-horse Kentucky Derby now, came up with the first 2 finishers.
Still can't believe that.
Yeah, Commandment's not a stretch at all, but we'll get value underneath with our second horse, and that is so happy, right?
Taking some money, but last night I saw he was 6-1.
Yeah, so that's looking forward to that. That is 6:57, I think, in the PM. Unfortunately, the Puma is out of the Derby. That is just sad news for the Connections who won the race a few years back with Mage. Here's Commandment running him down. Chief Wallaby trying to get in the mix. He's a very steamy horse in Louisville with the blinkers going on. He can beat me, Ron. I don't know your thoughts on him.
Well, I got him further down on my ticket. I got him down. Okay. I got him on the try. I got him in 3rd.
Okay.
The future wager ends tonight, 6 o'clock.
So this is the Preakness future wager. This is a fun bet. You've got to get this in, obviously, before the Derby. That is the allure of the wager. There are some very interesting horses in there. I don't think the Puma is really going to be out very long. I think it's a day or 2. Yeah. So, he could be a very intriguing Preakness horse. Watch today in the Pat Day Mile at Churchill Downs. That is race 8. Crude Velocity. He is a freakish horse for Bob Baffer, and provided he runs and wins that race, he will be my Preakness future wager bet.
Well, I think he has 8 Preakness wins. Bob Baffer.
Yeah.
8 Preakness wins. So certainly you want to maybe pick a horse that he's going to bring to, he knows how to get the job done in there. We mentioned triple carryovers in one and a nice carryover in the other. That's our coast-to-coast wagers.
The huge bets today. Great bets, carryovers. The pool, a 15% takeout, dollar minimum, retail only. Can't stress that enough. That'll be
2 hours and 3 minutes?
2 hours and 4 minutes, but you were going to fight me on that, right?
I tried to guess.
Good job.
Yeah.
Right up to Derby.
Right.
Right up to Derby. There's our last race, and Stick around for the Derby if you want. Sunset with a little carryover as well. You said triple carryover,
Triple
right?
carryover, yeah. 3 days, going into 3 days today. So you read that in 22,000. So they'll be sending it in on that this afternoon for sure. And as Brian always mentions, dollar minimum, retail only.
Huge. Love it. Let's take a look now. My best bet is Redlands Rebel, I believe, into the teeth of your best bet, right?
Yeah, and I got the 2-horse right next
Yeah.
door, and we'll see how that wanes lore. And like I said on our tickets that we showed you, maybe use both if you can make the ticket affordable and
Absolutely.
cut something out somewhere else in there. The long shot today for you?
23 minutes from right now, Ron, down on the inside, the one mannerism.
Yeah, I got an early one today in race number 4, but I got a couple of scratches that's going to hurt me
Yeah.
today with Game Energy. I was looking to get that 6-1. I don't think I'll get that at all today. That's it for us. Going to turn it over to Pete Aiello, and he'll give you all the changes, and Brian will be out, and I will be out here all afternoon.